Like we're holding by the end of Elul. It's a little bit over a week to Rosh Hashanah. What's the avodah of Elul? Elul is the opposite of Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah is Midas Adin. We have to deal with Midas Adin and get Midas Adin, get a Kosh Baruch Hu off this Kisei of Midas Adin, and get him onto Kisei Rachamim. It's the judgment. But Elul is a different avodah. Elul is a different avodah. Elul is Kulei Rachamim. And the Arizal says there are many, many Ramozim for Elul. And the most famous one is Ani L'doidi V'doidi Li. In Shir Hashirim it says Ani L'doidi V'doidi Li. The Rosh Tevis, the first letters of those words, spell out Elul. And the last letters of those words are Yud. 4 times Yud is 40. It's the 40 days from Rosh Chodesh Elul until Yom Kippur. These are the days that we have to work on. So Kodesh Baruch Hu, or Shlomo Melech, Baruch Kodshai, when he said, Ani L'doidi V'doidi Li, and as a remez to Elul, he's telling us what our avoda is during Elul in preparation for Rosh Hashanah. We have to make our Ani L'doidi. We have to get close. I am for my beloved, meaning Kodesh Baruch Hu, and then my beloved is for me. There's a contradiction in Shir Hashirim itself. That pasuk of Ani L'doidi V'doidi Li is in Perek Vav. But in Perek Sheni, in the second Perek of Shir Hashirim, we have a very similar pasuk, which is just the opposite. Doidi Levi Ani Lo. My beloved is for me, and then I am for him. So why did Shlomo Melech choose 2 different psukim, and they're mirror images of each other, and they're opposites of each other? And the L'chara is talking about the same issue. So there's a medrash. The medrash says, Knesset Yisrael said in front of Lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Omra Knesset Yisrael Lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono Shel Olam. The world is yours. Hashivenu. We say, Hashivenu Hashem Eilecha V'Noshuva. You start it. We can't. It's hard for us. We don't know how to start. So Hashivenu Hashem Eilecha V'Noshuva. You want us to do tshuva? You start it off. So Kodesh Baruch Hu says, no. Shalachem, tshuva, is in your hands. Shuva elai or shuva aleichem. You start the process off, and then I will and I will follow. So the pasuk, the first pasuk in Shir Hashirim, is Doidi Li V'ani Loi. This is the bakasha of Klal Yisrael to Kodesh Baruch Hu. Kodesh Baruch Hu, start the process. We don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get close to Kodesh Baruch Hu. I don't know how to do tshuva. In Perek Vav, Kodesh Baruch Hu answers us and says, no. Ani L'doidi V'doidi Li. You have to get your Ani L'doidi. If your Ani is for the doidi, then Ani Lo, and then I will help you out with the tshuva, and I will bring rachamim to you. That's the avodah of Elul. We have to make our Ani to the doidi. How do we make our Ani to the doidi? So the Tur in the halacha of Elul, beginning of Hilchos Rosh Hashanah, he makes a remarkable statement. He says, Kol ha-moisef levakesh schus hu loi. The more you ask, Kol ha-moisef levakesh, the more you ask, the more meritorious it is. Take advantage of Elul and ask. Add your asking. Ask as much as you can. So that's very strange. That's That's the avoda of Elul. You say, give me, give me, give me. You know, give me, give me, give me. That's our avoda of Elul. How we get close to Kodesh Baruch Hu? Are you? And that makes it. That's selfish. What does that have to do with Elul? I need l'doidi v'doidi li. It should say, whoever does tshuva. Then I understand. Whoever praises Hashem. Okay, if you're marba in the Tehillah Hashem, I would call him a vakesh, hamoisef levakesh. Whoever asks a lot, that's a schus. So there's a famous question and answer in the Ali Shur, Rav Shlomo Wolbe. Rav Shlomo Wolbe, the mashgiach, the great mashgiach from. At the beginning of Shemona Esrei, what do we say? We start off with Hashem svosai tiftach ufi agid tehilosecha. We ask Hashem, svosai tiftach, open my mouth, open my lips, and my mouth will relate your praise. That's how we daven. I don't understand. We say that, open my mouth, and then I'm going to start praising you. And then we go into Shemona Esrei, and again, give me, give me, give me, right? Give me slicha, give me parnasa, give me afua, you know, give me, give me. We start hitting Hashem. It's a gimme fest. What's going on over here? All we said was pi agid tilasecha, and now we open up a gimme fest. That's the purpose of the majority of Shemona Esrei is give me this and give me that, forgive me, cure me, give me parnasa. What's going on? So the Ali Shur says, the biggest praise to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is when we realize that He is the one who gives everything. We want to be healthy. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu for health. We want to succeed in business. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu for parnasa. We want to have shalom bayis. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu for sim shalom, shalom rav. It's not a simple thing. Person thinks, well, I have shalom in the house because I'm a tactful person. I have peace in my house because I control my anger. I have peace at home because I'm a good listener. I have peace at home. I'm a very tactful person. No. In order to have sim shalom, you want to have shalom bayis, you have to ask Hashem for shalom. Everything is up to Hashem. I have parnasa because I'm industrious. I work hard. I have parnasa because I come up with good ideas. I have parnasa because I'm very nice to my clients. No! I have parnasa because of Baruch Aleinu. Because I daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu has made my ways matzliach, and my parnasa is matzliach because of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the pshat in the Torah. Kol ha-moisef levakesh schusu loi. In Elul, the Torah says, in Elul, if a person says, Ribono shel olam, please, let the coming year be continued gesund. We should continue being healthy. Let the next year be continued good business, parnasa. Let the next year be continued nachas. Let the next year be continued shalom bayis.
The entire Elul? Or isn't that specifically for Rosh Hashanah?
Especially on Rosh Hashanah. That's a big chiddush that we're able to daven on Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah we should be saying Al Chet and everything, or we should be declaring Kodesh Baruch Hu the Melech. And yet it says that it's mutter to daven personal needs on Rosh Hashanah. But Elul is the preparation. We're talking about Elul. Yes, the whole Elul. Because this is ani l'doidi v'doidi li. What's ani l'doidi v'doidi li? I recognize that all I have is my dodi, is my beloved. Kadosh Baruch Hu is my beloved, and I am looking towards Him. I am looking only towards Him. I found an amazing Alei Shor. He talks about the chashivas of tefillah. Tefillah is avodas alev. You have to realize what tefillah is. The Nefesh HaChaim, he is maramis to the Nefesh HaChaim. The Nefesh HaChaim says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made Klal Yisrael partners in Brias Olam. We're shutofim. That's the difference between Klal Yisrael and the Umas Olam. Umas Olam are the workers. They do the work. They get paid. But they don't have any shutfis. They don't have any partnership in the running of the world, in ownership of the world. Kadosh Baruch Hu made us partners in the ownership in the world. We are shutofim. We're partners with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And therefore, our tefillos, He made us shutofim. Our tefillos have the ability to determine our refuah, our gesund, our business success, everything. It prevents tragedies and calamities. It gives us hatzlacha. All in the schus of tefillah, we can change the future by davening. Somebody's sick. You daven, and it creates a refuah. Where do we get that koyach? You daven, and it creates a good business. Where do we get that koyach? We say, Shomer Amo Li Yisrael Load. We prevent accidents. You realize that? You know, the Hashkivenu. At the end of Ma'ariv, we have the bracha, the last bracha of Ma'ariv, Hashkivenu. So Rav Victor Miller always said, we don't realize how important that bracha is. It's preventing accidents. Shomer Amo Yisrael Load. It's a shmira. When we say have kavanah during that, having kavanah prevents accidents. That's the koyach of Klal Yisrael. And there's an amazing Ramban. He brings a Ramban. A few months ago, I mentioned Ekia Asher Ekia. The shot in Ekia Asher Ekia, Moshe Rabbeinu asked Kadosh Baruch Hu, what's your name? And he said, Ekia Asher Ekia. I am what I will be what I will be. What does that mean? Just like I am with them, I will be with them. I will be with Klal Yisrael now, and I will be with them in all the tzoros. In all the tzoros. Meaning, what does he mean He's with us? Yikra'uni ve'enem. If they call out to me, I will answer them. That's the koyach of Klal Yisrael. That the HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us in all our tzoros. Says the Ramban, that's the Raya Hagadoyle Sheyesh Elokim Bi Yisrael. Yisrael has Elokim. God is with us. Even the nations recognize that. It's hard for them to recognize with all the non-religious and atheists and anti-religious people who are running, running our country and running our people, and yet all the nations are waiting to see, because they know Yesh Elokim Bi Yisrael. God is with the Jews. Kroivim Elov. Kadosh Baruch Hu is close to us. But Kol Kareinu Elov. Yesh Elokim Shoiftim Ba'aretz. We're showing, but we are bringing HaKadosh Baruch Hu into the world. It's amazing, Rabbi Akiva Eger. He brings a letter that Rabbi Akiva Eger wrote. Rabbi Akiva Eger wrote, he was asked to daven for a certain choila. Rabbi Akiva Eger, great Rabbi Akiva Eger, he was asked to daven for a certain choila. And he writes in his letter, I davened and I wasn't answered. The choila didn't get better. Maybe there was a mistake in the name. Can you check out the name to make sure I'm davening for the right person? You have to daven for the exact name, the proper name. It's Ploni Ben and then his mother's name. You have to have the name right. Maybe he had a mistake in the name. That's what he's thinking. If he didn't have a mistake in his name, Rabbi Akiva Eger was sure if he's going to daven for a person, for somebody, he's definitely going to be answered. You hear that? That was his emunah. That was the strength of his emunah. He believed in his koyach of his tefillos. That's what we're lacking. We don't believe in the koyach of our tefillos. And that's ani l'doidi v'doidi li. And that's the preparation. And we have to daven. Elimelech Biderman, he's got a cute story. So there was an orphan boy in Yishlayim. So there was an orphan boy, and his mother asked him to go to the store to buy a tomato, piece of lettuce, and a cucumber. That's all she could afford. She couldn't afford it. So he went to the store with his few shkolim, but he had no money to buy a few vegetables. And in the store was a bin of cherries. Now, cherries are very expensive. Even in season, they're very expensive. And the boys, he didn't have money for cherries. He had barely enough money for the cucumber. And he's standing there and he's eyeing the luscious cherries. And the store owner saw him, poor little orphan boy, and he's looking at the cherries, and he says, "No, take some. It's okay. Take some." Stands there, doesn't do anything, doesn't move. "No, I mean it. Take some. Stands there looking at the cherries. "Please take, I mean it." 3 times. Wouldn't take it. Goes to the counter, and the store owner, the grocer, is putting into the bag, the lettuce and the cucumber. One cucumber, 1 tomato, and then he goes over to the cherry bin and he takes up a whole bunch of cherries and puts them into the bag. "Hey, this is for you. Enjoy." So the boy got home. The mother opens up the bag, says, "Where'd these cherries come from?" So the boy tells her the story that, he had told me to take and I didn't want to take. And then finally he put them in the bag. Says, "So when the store owner told you to take the cherries, why didn't you take them? You should have taken them." "Mommy, my hand is very small. If I would have taken them, I only would have taken a little bit. He has a big hand. So he put a whole bunch into the bag." Smart kid. Yishalmi kid. Yeah. We say Poseach es yodecho every day. So everybody goes Poseach es yodecho. No, you're making Al Pi Kabbalah. That's what we do. Poseach es yodecho. No, Poseach es yodecho. Kosh Baruch Hu, you've got a big hand. Poseach es yodecha, umasbir l'chol chai ratzon. That's what we ask. And that's how we connect. When we say Poseach es yodecha, and we believe in the Kosh Baruch Hu's big hand, and He's going to give us a big handout, that makes a connection between us. And the fact that we're always davening to the Kosh Baruch Hu, that proves that there's Elokeinu b'Yisrael. The Rebbeinu Shalom is with Klal Yisrael. Harcha picha v'amaleyu. Open your mouth. This is the month. Harcha picha v'amaleyu, we say in Pesukei de Zimra. Harcha picha v'amaleyu. Open your mouth wide and ask. There's Baruch Hashem. The generation is mukhshar. It's a mukhshar generation. It's very, 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 very. How do you translate the word mukhshar? It's
advanced.
Not advanced. There's so much good things going on that haven't gone on in a long time Wherever I go, I see everybody's talking about B'tochen. All the Torah anytime, this guy's talking about B'tochen, he's got his B'tochen sheets, and he's got his B'tochen sheets, and he's got a B'tochen line. And so there's a new one, Michael Safdie, and he's got his I forget how he calls it. He's got his message of B'tochen every day. I forget the exact name of the you get it on WhatsApp, you can get it on email, you can get whatever, and he's got thousands of listeners. He gives it just a 10-minute burst of B'tochen. He's a businessman. He's not a rabbi. He's a businessman. So he's 10-minute schmooze, just pounding in B'tochen, and how and how he believes it. He's very good. I recommend it. Anybody wants it, I'll send them the link. Michael Safdie, about B'tochen. So he said that he has a friend, another maybe it's a cousin, A.B. Safdie, and one of his friends. So this A.B. Safdie, one of his grandkids, came over to his wife, right? And she said, this 7-year-old little girl, 7-year-old little granddaughter, she says, so she was wearing a diamond necklace or something, a beautiful diamond necklace. So it says, Grandma, can I have a necklace like yours? So her mother, this A.B. Safdie's daughter, says, what are you talking about? Why should you deserve a necklace now? It's not your birthday. It's not Yontif. Why are you asking Grandma for a necklace? Listen to this kid. Because she's my grandma. That's why. Because she's my grandma, she's going to give me the necklace. It doesn't have to be a special day. I can ask, and because she's my grandma, she's going to give me no birthday, no holiday, nothing. Why is she asking him? Because she's my grandma. He's your father. Avinu. Ha'ava Rachamon. Ask. Harchapicha v'amaleyu. That's what a Kodesh Baruch Hu wants. He wants a relationship with us. Ani l'doidi. You want doidi li? First you have to be ani l'doidi. Ask. Believe in him that he can do it. I heard a Meridika Maisa, the Gaivad of Yerushalayim, Zatzal, of the Eder Charedis, Yitzhak Tuvia Weiss. He was the head of the Eder Charedis in Yerushalayim. So how did he start up? He was a 10-year-old little boy. There's a town called Pesanok in Slovakia. It was the beginning of World War II, and the people of Pesanok, they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know, should they run away? Should they? They saw it was frightful times. The Nazis were beginning to get power. So he sent a little boy. Since he was a little boy, nobody would spot him, and he was able to get in, and nobody would stop him. All the border guards and everything. He just sort of sneaked in, and they sent him to Pressburg. Because in Pressburg, he wanted to find out what the situation was. So he got to Pressburg, and they told him the situation is very bad. It's very bad. But while he's in Pressburg, so the Rabbanim were very, they recognized the courage and the maturity of this child, and it made an impact on them. He was a very special child. At that time, they were organizing the kinder transport to get the kids out of Europe and over to England into safety. So they decided that they would give him other people had to pay. Other people paid to get onto the kinder transport. But they decided this child was special, and they got him a place on the kinder transport to go to Britain. This was a passport to life. To escape the gas chambers that had about they had about 1,000 children in this specific transportation. I read somewhere else it was 700. It doesn't matter. Let's say 1,000. So they had 1,000 children in this one. They had a couple of transports, and they got thousands of kids out, and they got them to England. So he went back to his parents and got permission. They said, yes, you should go. They realized the situation was dangerous, and he had to take the opportunity to get out of there. So he went on the Kinder transport, all alone, and he got to England. So in England, they were very proud. They wanted some PR, like, we saved the Jewish children, like, So they made a parade to show how great the British government was that they saved the Jewish children. 1,000 Jewish children, 1,000 children, they made a parade. And even the king came out in his royal carriage to greet the children. When the the carriage came out, so the boy next to him ran out in front of the carriage. I don't know if it was a car or whether it was horse-drawn, maybe it was a car, but it was a Rolls Royce or whatever. So they ran out in front of the king's carriage, and he fell on the floor, and he says, "Your Majesty, Your Majesty, Your Highness, Your Highness." He was calling out, and the guards wanted to pull him away. So the king says, "No, no, 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 no. Call him over." So he called the child over. Sounds like he knew English. A lot of the children in Europe, they went to school and they learned English as a second language. And he said to the king, "Almighty King, thank you. You saved our lives. We will be indebted to you for the rest of our lives. We would have been murdered by the cursed Nazis. But King, how can I be happy if I know that my parents are going to the gas chamber? How can I continue to live? I know you can do it. Please save my mommy and daddy." That touched the king's heart. He called his page over, says, "Find out the details of who his parents are, the names, and where, the city." And through diplomatic channels, he got his parents out. So Rav Yosef Tuvia Weiss says there were 1,000 children there. They all could have asked to save their parents. They all could have asked, but this child thought to ask. This is Elul. How many of us just waltz through Elul? We skid through davening. We skid through davening. This is a time to ask. Kol hamoisef levakesh chusuloi. We have to recognize that everything that we have is because of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ani l'doidi v'doidi li. We have to strengthen our moon in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rav Sternbach had a Maisa. He was Rav in South Africa for many, many years. So he says when he was in South Africa, there was a Jew, a religious Jew. He came over during Seres Yemei Tshuva. And he asked for a bracha for the New Year. So Rav Sternbach said, "What bracha do you want?" No. "What bracha do you want?" "What bracha do you want?" He says, "Thank God my businesses go in excellent state. And for the coming year, I forecast it'll blossom even more. But I'm worried that Hashem will interfere with my business. I've not exactly a totally religious Jew. I have my sins, I have my chatoyim. Therefore, my request to him is that Hashem should leave me alone. Don't interfere with my business. Don't punish me for my sins. And let my business flourish. Right? For the coming year. That's what I ask. Says Rav Sternbach, that's apikorsis. Your business is not good because you're a good businessman. Your business is not good because you're a good businessman. Your business is good because HaKadosh Baruch Hu made it good. And you're asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu not to interfere? That's the biggest klola. If he doesn't interfere, oy vavoy. He's going to say, okay, we'll try it your way and see what kind of mistakes you make in your business and how good you do it. If your business is good, it's all because of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rav Shach Zitzal has another take on Ani L'Doidi. Ani L'Doidi V'Doidi Li. What's Ani L'Doidi? I am for my beloved, to create a connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So he has another take on it. He says, where's your Ani? What's the avoda of Elul? Where's your Ani? What's your Ani? If your Ani is for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're making HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you're in shutfis, you're in partnership with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be together with me and he'll take care of me. But some people are not Ani L'Doidi. How many people are Ani L'Mamoini? I am my money. That's who my Ani is. My Ani is my money. Some people are Ani L'Achilosi. I'm into my food. You know, people, you know, like the food industry is blossoming because everybody's into food. Everybody's into food. And they have to go out. You know, they stop cooking. They're constantly going out. And now it's so easy. You have these the deliveries. You call up the restaurant and you get restaurant food. You don't have to go out. Just the restaurant food comes to you with the motorcycle delivery. Ani l'simchasi. I want to have a good time. That's what they're wrapped up with. Where's your Ani? Where's your Ani? Who are you? So Rav Yaakov Galinsky, he told over a story that I don't know if this was in Novardik or he was in Novardika or maybe it was another shtetl. I'll say he was the Novardika Kamsen. The Novardika Kamsen, he was a Scrooge. He was a miser. A miser, he was obsessive about holding on to his money. He wouldn't spend a penny. Not a penny. He couldn't do it. He couldn't spend. He neglected his own needs. He lived like a pauper. He neglected his health. He neglected everything just in order to be able to hoard his money. He had a safe filled with money. Eventually it impacted his health and he came down with something and he was, so the Chevra Kadisha heard that he was on his deathbed. He's going, he's not going to last much longer. So the Chevra Kadisha went to attend to his last needs. They went into him. We have a minig, you know, the minig is you have to prepare tachrichim, shrouds, you have to have a set of shrouds. And you have to have dirt from Eretz Yisrael. In Chutz La'aretz, they bring over dirt from Eretz Yisrael. I did it for my parents. I brought over dirt from Eretz Yisrael. to put in
Who's running that business?
you put it inside the
What is there?
yeah.
Still dirt.
Yeah. Says, yes, I did. Yeah, yes, I did. So where'd you put it? I put it in the safe. It's locked up with everything else I have. Could we please have the keys so we could go get it? No. No one's going into my safe. He wouldn't give it. He got worse. Things had deteriorated. They saw it was the end. They went back to him. Finally, they convinced him to give them the key. As they were opening up the safe, he yelled out, "Aber das ist doch meine! It's still mine!" And he's about to go, right? He's going to lose that. It's still mine! And they say that he died on the word mine. It's mine, and he passed on. Where's your ani? And we have to change the focus. The ani during Elul has to be towards the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Kodesh Baruch Hu. I have to add this in. Refuah. We have to totally rely on the Ribbono Shel Olam. Ani l'Ribbono Shel Olam. In everything we do, Ani l'Ribbono Shel Olam. In the Gemara in Avodah Zarah, a fellow named Zainan, he asked Rabbi Akiva, listen, we know that Avodah Zarah is nothing. It's just, subterfuge. It's just, sleight of hand. It has no power at all. And yet we see miracle workers. Like the Catholics have miracle workers. You go to the miracle worker, you go in sick, and he does whatever hooji boojis he does, and the person comes out, he's been cured. He's been cured. So what's pshat? If it's nothing, Avodah Zarah is nothing. So how do we explain this? So Rabbi Akiva explained, Isurim, illness, are sent on to the person. And the Kodesh Baruch Hu, these are malachim. It's a malach. It's a power. What's a malach? A malach is a power in this world. It's something he's got a job to do. He's a shliach. The word malach means shliach. He's a shliach to do things. So he comes along and he's been sent to bring the illness upon the person. And he makes a shvuah. Kodesh Baruch Hu is mashbiah. He makes the malach swear. He's not going to leave until a certain day. On a certain day, a certain hour, and through a certain person who's going to work on the ill person, and through a certain medicine. And when the time comes, and the person who's supposed to take out the illness, and the medicine that's supposed to heal the illness, when that is applied, then the malach disappears and the person gets better. It's not the bacteria. It's not the virus. It's not the doctor. It's not the medicine. It's all from a Kodesh Baruch Hu. It's a malach sending the illness. Who's the Avodah Zarah today? Who's the Avodah Zarah today? Be meichel me, please. Doctors. They think they can control everything. The whole system, the whole medical system thinks that they can control everything. And if we have just enough knowledge, we can eradicate illness. Fools. Fools. It says in the Pasha, V'chaloyim royim v'nemonim. The Gemara says, royim v'shlichasim v'nemonim b'shvuasim. They have a shvua. And the Orach Chaim, that was the end of Parshas Kisavoy. In Parshas Kisavoy, this is Pasuk. And look at the Orach Chaim HaKadosh on that Pasuk. And it says, even if you apply natural medical means, the best medical means to get rid of that illness, if it's not their time yet, they have a shvuah, they're not leaving. So it's not the medicine, it's not the doctor, it's the Ribono Shel Olam. It's the Ribono Shel Olam. Person, the most dreaded illness today, in my estimation, we're not even allowed to say the name of the illness. We call it Yena Machla, the Machla. It's cancer. People are so petrified. It's a death sentence. It's a potential death sentence. A malignant tumor. People are afraid of even saying the name. They say Yena Machla. It's the Machla. That's the illness. We forget that a Kodesh Baruch Hu could do anything. Kodesh Baruch Hu is in charge. There's another Gemara, in Gemara Brachos. Chizkiyahu Melech. He was on his deathbed. He was dying. And the Kodesh Baruch Hu sent Yeshaya, the Navi, to him. Yeshaya Navi came to him. And he says, make your will. Prepare your will. Tzav lebeisecha, ki meis ato v'lo tichya. Now this is a terrible nevuah. The Gemara says, you're going to die. Meis ato ba'olam hazeh, v'lo tichya l'olam haba. You've lost your olam haba. Why? He didn't want to get married. He never married. Because he's had his own personal prophecy, Ruach HaKodesh, that a Russia was going to come out of him, and he didn't want to get married because he knew he'd have a son who was a Russia, which happened. Menashe was his son. Menashe was one of the worst Rishoyim that we ever had in the history of Klal Yisrael. So Shai Navi says, what's your business? Your job is Piriya Rivia. You have to get married. You have to do yours. And what a Kodesh Baruch Hu does, that's a Kodesh Baruch Hu's business. Well, don't stick your nose into a Kodesh Baruch Hu's business. If he decided that's what's going to come out, that's what's going to come out. You just have to do yours. These are the secrets of the universe. Why Kodesh Baruch Hu does such a thing, has such a Russia coming out of such a tzaddik. Chizkiyahu Melech should have been the Melech HaMashiach. Kodesh Baruch Hu thought that he would be Melech HaMashiach. Okay, I won't go into. He didn't work out. He wasn't on the level. So Chizkiyahu Melech said to Shaya Navi, "Okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm willing to get married. Give me your daughter. Maybe my schus, he was a tzaddik, and your schus, you're a tzaddik. Together, we can alleviate the Gzar Din." Says, I'm going to give you my daughter? You're dying. There's a gezerah on you. You're dying. I'm not going to give you my daughter. You've already got a gezerah. This is a Navi. A Navi told Chizkiyahu Navi, you're going to die. Because there's a gezerah on you. Chizkiyahu then looked at Yeshaya HaNavi, and he says, Ben Amutz, stop your nevuah. Don't tell me anymore. Kale nevuascha. Stop giving me your advice. Kach mekublani, I have a Kabbalah from my Alta Zaidi, from David HaMelech. Afilu cherev chada munachas al tzavarecha. You have a sharp sword sitting on your neck, about to pounce, about to cut. Al yimna atzma min harachamim. Don't stop davening. Don't stop hoping for a Kodesh Baruch Hu's rachamim. It's never too late to do tshuva. It's never too late to stop davening. Things can change in a split second. It's a very important thing. Yes.
What should be the difference of our approach when we hear that somebody it is with a cancer, for example, from the day-to-day routine, because in essence the life is a miracle anyway, every second of our life. So what's the message? What should we approach? What's Hashem is trying to expect from us when we receive one new like this, when Lord is like this?
So we have to be, this is Klal Yisrael. Klal Yisrael has to be schizophrenic. It's a duality. On one hand, we are told, the question was, what am I trying to bring out by this? We see what happens when somebody is diagnosed. I mean, like you walk into the doctor's office, person had a lump, or he had headaches, or something, and he does all the tests and the MRI and the CAT scans, and walks into the doctor's office for the results, and the doctor says, "You need a refuah shlema." You know what he just said. You know what he just said. He didn't. That's all he had to say. You need a refuah shlema. You have to go through all the necessary means that are available to modern medicine to try to cure you. Nitin rishus l'roife l'rapois. We learn the Gemara in Bava Kama. We learn in Parshas Mishpatim. Nitin rishus l'roife l'rapois, and it's not just a rishus. At one time it was a rishus. There's a whole there's the Ramban sheet, but today the Rashba says, and all the poskim and Tzitz Eliezer, all the poskim say it's a chiyuv. Person has to follow natural medical techniques and protocols in order to keep his health, protect himself, to heal himself. If they have natural cure, the medical cures, we have to use the medical science, medical technology that we have available to us. But remember, this is the Gemara that we just had in Avodah Zorah. The machla is a malach sent by a Kodesh Baruch Hu, and there's a shvuah. It's going to leave on a certain day, because Kodesh Baruch Hu knows the future, that what you're going to do. It's going to leave through a certain person, means the doctor. You need to daven that you get to the right doctor. You get to the right doctor. Many poskim say, for a cold, you don't have to go to the top specialist if you have a cold or pneumonia. These normal things, influenza. These are normal day. The routine of life. Your normal family doctor can take care of it. Something serious happens, you go to the top, because that's where Malach Raphael is. A person who has a doctor who has success, he's got Malach Raphael, and he's got the Malach to help him to make sure that things happen properly, that he's got the skills to be merape. So therefore we go to the tops. But this is a Gezerah Min Hashamayim. It's going to go through this doctor, and it's going to disappear through this medicine. And yes, the medicine is going to work. The medicine is going to cure the person. But because that was what the malach of the illness was sworn to do. It was sworn when you get that doctor and that medicine, boom, It's going to disappear. Then you can leave. So we have to do the best we can. We have to do the best we can. Follow the medical, get the best medical advice and the medical treatment possible. But it's all a Kodesh Baruch Hu. That's what you have to think. There's a marvelous Maisa. Revitz and Sorotskin. Tellstone, the Sorotskins built Tellstone. So Revitz and Sorotskin. So she moved to Eretz Yisrael. From Cleveland, she moved to Eretz Yisrael. She was a very clever woman. And she was in her final illness. And they had a sudden need for a certain very, very emergency operation. And it was a very, very difficult operation to do. And she asked around, you know, who's the best doctor? They found the best surgeon, only him. He's the one who's going to operate. Lady, you can't get a hold of him. There's a 6-month waiting list. There's a 6-month waiting list. We have to operate next week. We can't wait. No, I'm not letting anybody touch me, only that surgeon. Okay, so they had all sorts of protexia, and you know, they inside, you know, they finally got this doctor to agree to. She could just skip the whole line, and she was going to have the operation. So she's being prepared for the operation, and she said, "I want to speak to the surgeon for a few minutes." Says, the surgeon says, "What's this nudnik lady want from me? Like, you know, just let me do my job, you know, the nudnik lady." "No, I want to speak to the doctor. I'm not going into the operating room until I speak to the surgeon." This doctor comes in. "Yes, Rebbitzin. You know, doctor, I worked very hard to acquire your help. You were very, very kind to me. You skipped me in the line. You took me up front, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. I want to let you know how much I appreciate what you're doing. I want to ask you, if heaven forbid that the operation, I don't make it through the operation, I don't want you to feel bad. I don't hold you responsible. Everything is from the Ribbono Shel Olam, and you're not to blame at all." Now, this was a big doctor, you know, these big doctors, you know, wow, all of a sudden he gets blown up. Oh, you know, such a wonderful lady. She's such a, he didn't know what to do with himself, you know. I appreciate your feelings and your thoughts for others, and you have such concern for other people, and that's what you think about, you know, right before you go into an operation, that I shouldn't feel bad. Such a noble lady. I really, really appreciate everything you just said. And he turns around, he's about to leave. No, I'm not finished yet. I'm not finished yet. I have one more thing I want to say. And you should also know, if the operation is successful, I also don't hold you responsible. You didn't do it. Everything is from a Kodesh Baruch Hu. You know, it's like, you know, all the garbage just, you know, blew out like a balloon, you know. Everything is from a Kodesh Baruch Hu, and this is what we have to see. There's a marvelous little short 1-minute clip from a lady. She's 103 years old. She says, "My name is Ella Blumenthal. I'm a survivor of Majdanek, Auschwitz, and Bergen-Belsen. I am now 103 years old." She said this very clearly. Clear. Amazing. 103 years old, and she's clear. "And there are a few things that I know. I know what it means to lose your whole family just because they are Jewish. I know what it means to survive on just one piece of bread a day. I know what it means to try and live just one more day in the hope that tomorrow will be better than today. I know what it means to never give up, no matter what. Some say my survival is due to the irony of fate. But I know that Hashem has always been at my side, both then and now. In this month of Elul, she finishes up. In this month of Elul, I feel His presence stronger than ever. I want you to remember always to carry Hashem's light and presence in your heart forever, just as I have. Elul, ani l'doidi, l'doidi li.